Welcome to the Kemp IT Law vlog. I'm Richard Kemp, and in this vlog we're taking a high-level view on what to look out for in licensing terms for application programming interfaces, or APIs. The start point is that the legal background around APIs is still unclear. In the US, the Supreme Court in April 2021 finally ended the long-running copyright dispute over Google's use of Oracle's Java API by holding the use to be fair. In Europe, copyrightability of interfaces gets caught up in the EU Software Directive, where broadly the expression of ideas in software is protected by copyright, but those ideas themselves aren't. Meanwhile, the inexorable rise of APIs continues. APIs are efficiency tools. They're code snippets that let software A use the features in software B without having to rewrite software B. Whether it's the GUI on your mobile app or your connection to Microsoft Azure or Google Maps, by using APIs you can add all sorts of services into your app. And while the background law remains unclear, APIs have powered ahead with an increasingly well-established market practice around what you can and can't do. Typically, API licenses or terms of use contain elaborate definitions. This starts with what the APIs are: protocols or sets of rules, and interfaces or connection points providing access to data in the API licensor's application. If you're licensing APIs, it's worth taking the time to set them out in detail. The license permits the licensee to use the APIs to develop, test, and support its own application, and to let its own customers use the API integration within that application. The terms will bar the licensee from a whole range of prohibited uses. Some of these need to be drafted carefully to stay on the right side of the EU Software Directive, but typically they will outlaw competitive activity, objectionable and illegal activity, technical circumvention, and redistribution of the APIs and the data obtained using them. Treatment of data, whether obtained from the APIs or derived from it, is generally subject to negotiation. If the APIs are chargeable, care needs to be taken in establishing the charging mechanism and how it operates. Are charges on a per call, per data volume, per seat, periodical or other basis? We're seeing much more attention being paid to security in relation to the API itself, the licensor's service that the API connects to, and the licensee's application that uses the API. And in the consumer API world, GDPR in the UK and Europe and data protection around the world continue to get more elaborate. As the scope of the law remains unclear, whilst APIs power an ever greater proportion of internet traffic, API terms of use will continue to be the subject of much debate and negotiation. If you'd like to find out more about the legal aspects of APIs, check out our blog and vlog at kempitlaw.com.